Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the live stream. We are back with another great conversation in our Where Are They Now series. And I'm really excited to be talking to some friends from the east side of the state near Frankenmuth. We have Evan and Adyson Kennard. Adyson is a former patient of ours. We're looking at now a little over 2 years, getting close to that point.
Yeah.
And so we're talking now kind of right around the hunting season time. And Evan and Adyson were connected to Mary Free Bed after a tree stand incident. And Adyson will tell us a little bit more about that. But it's also pretty topical, too, because they actually both just got married together just not too long ago. How was the wedding and how have you been since?
Oh, it was great. It was really nice to have all our friends and family there, and it was
Yeah, I
okay.
think it just turned out absolutely perfect. And, they were calling for rain, a couple days beforehand, and
Mhm.
it just kind of went away, and it was sunny and 70 all day.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have asked for a better day.
And to put this also in more context too, we shared a little bit about Addison's and Evan's story a little less than 2 years ago when Evan surprised Adyson and proposed to her in the hospital. We have some pictures here, and if you go back in our feed, you can find the video clip. Great surprise, and you can just see all the staff that were there supporting Adyson. Because it was, how long were you in the hospital at this moment here when you got proposed to and you were walking out?
I think it was just shy of 3 months. I
Yeah.
spent a few weeks at Hurley, but
Mhm.
the rest was at Mary for Bed.
Yeah. And over that time, I mean, you probably made a lot of connections and with the staff there where they really became like family. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So before we hear a little bit more about how you've been since you left, can you just tell us a little bit more? I mentioned the tree stand, but just walk me through your injury and where you were at like shortly after um that accident.
I think it was our first time hunting together. But it was like my fourth time out that season, and we both went into a double ladder stand. And it was just shortly after we had gotten up there that the tree stand just broke away from the tree and we both fell. Um, Evan was okay, but I thought I had the wind knocked out of me at first, but I realized I couldn't move, and I told him not to move me, and then he went and got my brother, and they called the ambulance and everything, and then I went to Hurley and had surgery for 8 hours. And then got transferred to Mary Free Bed and started working on my recovery.
So when you came to us at Mary Free Bed, we're seeing you now here, using a walker, working on grip and stuff like that with the neck brace. What were you actually able to like functionally do at that point at your very early stages of your recovery?
At first I could not move anything for I think it was about a week. And then I had like a finger move and then like a toe could wiggle and just slowly a little bit more would come back. Um, do you think it was like 3 weeks until I could probably start to like bend my legs, and then they got me up and started to try to get me walking and standing, and
Yeah, I think it was definitely 3 to 4 weeks by the time.
I think it was around Christmas.
And Evan, you were there so much. I mean, in a recovery, especially when it takes months. I mean, Addison, your family was there, but Evan, I mean, you were there as much as you could be as well. Like, what was it like watching someone you cared about so much, go through all this?
Yeah, it was emotional. Because I knew she was fighting as hard as she could to get everything back. With just sitting there not being able to do as much as I thought I could. Um, some things had to be, in her own mind and her willingness to work for it. And, yeah, it was just kind of, it was tough because I always wanted to do more. And sometimes I couldn't.
And you've made a lot of progress throughout your time, Addison, as you were there. What do we see here, you just braces for the legs, assistance with your steps. But then when we get to the time when you are leaving the hospital at the graduation tunnel, you were really walking so much more on your own. How did you feel about those 3 months and the progress that you made looking back at it?
It's insane. It went really fast, but in the moment, it felt like it took forever.
Yeah.
Um, and then I just didn't know where I would get to, and I'm very blessed and lucky that I've gotten to the point I have.
And so the injury happened in November, and then you left in January, those 3 months. And then this moment here where you are getting proposed to. And so like you had this new life change. I mean, you had a life change in your body with this injury, but then now a relationship life change too. What kind of happened next after you left the hospital and returned home? What kind of things were you working on with recovery or next stages in planning the wedding?
Wedding wise, first thing we started to do was try to find a venue.
Mhm.
Took a couple months, but we found one that I actually had sent to him just a few months into dating because they had this drone video that was amazing.
I think we were only dating like 2 months and she sent me this. I kinda joked, I'm like, "Why are you sending me this now? It's a cool venue." But, you know? And, that was the one we ended up choosing
Yeah.
was the one she sent me.
That's awesome.
But recovery wise, I did a lot of outpatient and I spent months, like 3 times a week. I think I was there for 2 or 3 hours every time. Um, and did a lot. And they started to have a lot of fun with it because they were just like, "Oh, well, I remember one time Evan went there with me and they had me standing on a balance platform pulling like the ropes when he was on the other side of the rope on a chair.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
they
gosh.
were having me do some crazy things.
I mean, that's how you help motivate people because it's tough, probably like all that hard work, the exercise, the homework of therapy, but then making it fun. And it seems also too like you guys have fun outside of therapy in your regular day to day life. So we have some pictures of times since you've left the hospital too. And so let me get those photos on here. Tell me too, like you mentioned, you're gonna have some animals that might be walking around in the background too. We're gonna see some here. Tell me about like where you guys live and like what all you have as animal wise.
So we live in Vassar and we have probably over 100 chickens. We don't know an exact number. I think 17 ducks, 7 turkeys. We have our 2 dogs, Simba, and we adopted a new one, Nala, in May. And then we have 5 cats, and then our cows, of course. Yeah, our cows, they're Big Mac and Whopper.
Oh, you guys are good at names. That's so great. And here's the house. So, to you guys, did you bought this shortly afterwards, or is it recent that you moved here and bought
So
this?
so that was actually, close,
October.
yeah, October of '24.
Yeah,
So we've been in here almost a year,
over a year.
just
Yeah.
over a year. Um, yeah, so we saw this house. We only looked at a couple houses and walked into this one, and it just felt like home, so we made it happen.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And no need for the wheelchair, no need for the walker. You are walking around your property and taking care of all your animals. That's so great. I got some pictures too from the wedding to show as well too. So it looks like a barn having lots of fun and probably getting all the family together. Um, Man, that's so great. Any highlights from the wedding, the moment that was like just your favorite and you think, okay, this was it. This was it.
I don't know, but just seeing that picture with that dress, so that was my mom's wedding dress that I had altered into
Oh
a
my
short
gosh.
dress. So just coming out with that, I know I made my mom really happy to see me in that for the reception.
Oh, and we have a clip here too. Let's get that going. You walking in at the wedding. Is that your mom right there?
Yeah, she was very
Okay.
excited in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Awesome. And so I also want to, we're talking now to right around the beginning of hunting season. I know it's probably tough to kind of like talk about your story, but then the fact, other people out there, currently hunting now, you know, looking back at it and looking at the hunters that are out now, like, do you have any advice for anybody who's out there, thinking about tree stand safety and decisions they make when they go out into the woods?
Check your stands and make sure they are, safe and when they've been taken care of, and wear your harness. That was the one time I didn't wear a harness, and that was the one time it happened.
Yeah. What about you, Evan? I know I don't want it's a tough question. It's all right. But yeah, what about you? Advice to other people?
Yeah, just take your time and get out to the, if you're using a tree stand, check it, check your straps, the interior, the age of your tree stand, and if you decide to use one, just make sure it's safe.
Yeah. Excellent. And then Addison, for you too, anything else that you're still working on therapy wise? Do you feel like you are, close to like your new normal, your new 100%, or is there still stuff that you're working on and gaining some progress still?
I feel like I've pretty much settled into my new normal, I guess. My right hand still doesn't do a whole lot, but I have learned to do everything that I want to do this way. I can't, open Ziploc bags like the normal ones. I have to use the slider ones, but I make it work. And I don't really do clothes with buttons or zippers, but everything's doable. Learning to do everything in my own way.
Mhm. Any messages as we have maybe some Mary Free Bed staff watching this conversation? Anything you want to pass on or say thanks to the team that worked with you 2 years ago?
Yeah, they were just amazing, and I'm so grateful that they pushed me as hard as they did, and I don't know, they're just amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Evan and Addison, thank you guys so much for chatting with us. It's been exciting to see how you guys have been doing since you left the hospital. I know it was a lot of fun connecting with you guys and seeing and hearing your story. I still remember the moment at the proposal and how fun of an event it was then, and so excited for you guys to officially be married and living your new life together. So thank you all for watching this live stream. We've been connecting with Evan and Addison from the east side of the state, sharing a little bit about their story. Thank you so much for watching, and stay well.